Hello and welcome to another video from Art Asylum Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's quite rare. We're looking at a 2007 release by Art Asylum in association with Diamond Select from their Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan 25th anniversary series of action figures. And amongst this series of action figures that they produced, there was 4 figures that were exclusive to the 2007 San Diego Comic-Con, and this particular figure we are looking at today is actually one of those exclusive figures. They were produced in very limited quantities and they were only available through the San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, so this particular figure we're looking at today is of the chief engineer of the Enterprise, Montgomery Scott, or Scotty, and this is the card that he comes on. And at the top, you can see images of Khan, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy as they appeared in the movie. And obviously, just behind the bubble is the action figure, and we'll have a look at that in more detail shortly. It says Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, 25th anniversary. And it's Chief Engineer Scotty with Starfleet Gear, original Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan action figures, and it's got San Diego Comic-Con International exclusive. Okay, so that is the front of the card. Right, let's turn the card around now and let's have a look at what's printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card around and this is what we've got printed on the back. So it says, Khan! The unexpected discovery of a very bitter Khan-Noonien Singh means disaster for Admiral James T. Kirk and the crew of the USS Enterprise. More ruthless and cunning than ever, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan features the greatest adversary Admiral Kirk has ever faced in a final showdown with the fate of the Enterprise and maybe the universe hanging in the balance. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the ultimate Star Trek movie with a complete line of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan collectibles from Diamond Select Toys. And it says Star Trek. And it says Series 1. So Series 1 you had Admiral Kirk, Khan, Captain Terrell and Double Cross Kirk, and the Star Trek Comic-Con exclusive ones, which is what one of this is. So you had Dr. McCoy, Chekhov, Sulu, and Scotty. You've also then got Series 2, which was Captain Spock, Uhura, Lieutenant Savick, and Regula 1 Kirk. Then you've also got the Wrath of Khan USS Enterprise and the Star Trek Mini-Mates, which was another range of figures that was produced by Art Asylum. Okay, it says Paramount logo, CBS logo, Diamond Select logo, Art Asylum logo, and the comic book logo. StarTrek.com, and it's got the Wrath of Khan Scotty SDCC exclusive figure, barcode at the bottom there. Diamond Comic Distributors, London, who was the distributor in the UK, 0 to 3 years, and you've got all the copyright and licensing information at the very bottom of the card. Okay, so that is the back of the card. Let's turn the card back around to the front and have a good look at the figure himself. Okay, I've zoomed right in on the facial feature of the figure, and I must say it's terrific. It's a very good likeness of James Doohan as he appeared in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, with his hair now going grey and his tash across his lip. Now, just before he put on a lot of weight, so it's just before that point, but obviously he's not as slim as he was in the motion picture or in the TV series. He is a little bit, obviously as you get older you get wider, so he's a little bit bigger than we remember him from the original television series. But the likeness, the facial features is excellent, I've got to say. They've done a very, very good job let's just turn it to the side a bit so you can see the side profile. They've done a very good job on the face. It's not 100% right. Oops, excuse me, I've knocked the packet over. It's not 100% right, but it's very, very close, and it is very, very good, I must say. I'm really impressed with some of the mouldings on these figures. The Art Asylum figures were fantastic in my eyes, with some of the way they moulded the facial features to look exactly like the characters. So superb. facial features. And then, of course, we come on to the amazing uniform. And this is, for me, it's the best uniform that they ever wore in Star Trek. I'm getting a lot of light back. I'm just going to see if it... No, it's not much better with the lights off, so I'm going to leave it on, just try and get through this. So there's the uniform. Say that tunic was just amazing. Really think that was the best uniform that they ever had in Star Trek. And there's his black trousers and all the way down to his black boots. So yeah, very, very good detailing. And these figures are all nice and soft rubber as well, so they're not hard, unmovable rubber like you had with some of the Playmates figures. These figures were very nice, soft and pliable. And also he comes with 2 replacement hands, and also his phaser there and his communicator. And let's just zoom right in on those so you can see it's the new style phaser as you saw in the motion picture, and it was the same phaser that was used in the Wrath of Khan. Slightly different, but pretty much the same phaser. And then the communicator, which was a little bit different again from the motion picture, because the motion picture they used wrist communicators, and the Wrath of Khan they went back to the pocket communicators, which is what this one is. And it's they're very, very well detailed. If you can zoom right in, you can actually see the detailing on the communicator and on the phaser there. So terrific detailing has gone into these figures. I think a lot of time and effort has been spent trying to get them screen accurate, and they've done a superb job in doing so. I do think these Art Asylum manufactured figures were some of the best figures ever produced for Star Trek. Very, very good. Probably one of my favourites, but then it could change, because I do, as I said before, I see a lot of figures, and each time I see a figure that's excellent, it becomes my favourite. So I'm quite fickle when it comes to that. Okay, now as you can see, Scotty is still sealed in his box there, so I can't really take him out. Let's just give him a quick measure, because it says he's 7 inches tall. So we're coming up to 18 centimetres there, which is, that's a little over 7 inches, I'd say. Is maybe about 7.5 inches tall, so slightly bigger than advertised. And width wise, we're looking at 7 centimeters across his body. Depth wise, we're at 3 centimeters, which is pretty much average on these size of figures. Now, like I say, I cannot remove this figure from the packet. Oops, sorry, I've knocked the card over again. These were obviously exclusive figures to the Comic-Con. And very, very collectible, so I cannot remove the figure, unfortunately. However, I do have from my collection my very own Mr. Scott, and this was also a limited edition figure, but this was from the Mirror Universe original television series of Star Trek, but the articulation is pretty much the same. He is the same size figure, and he's the same soft, pliable rubber or plastic that is used on the Wrath of Khan figures. So let's just move that one back a little bit, and let's have a look at Scotty. Okay, so the articulation wise, so you've got the head, and the head's on a ball joint, so it does move around really, really well, backwards and forwards. You can turn it most of the way around if you wanted to. Doesn't go all the way around, but it's a very, very good movement of the head, and because it's on a ball joint, it works fantastically. Okay, so you've got the top of the arm articulation, as you do with these figures. You've also then got the top of the arm which turns, so you've got the articulation right there, and then of course the elbow, and of course the hands. So on this one arm, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation just on the arm, and the same again on the other side. So you've got 8 points of articulation on the arms, and obviously the head as well. You've then got the waist, which turns, so you can turn it as far as you want, and you can lean it back as well. It does move very well. Again, it's on a kind of ball joint so that it makes it easily movable. You've then got the top of the legs, which go up and down as all of the figures do. You've then got the circular turning of the leg at the top, as you can see, just there. So the legs can go in any position. You've then, of course, got the knee joint, which you can see again. And then, of course, the feet. So on the legs, again, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation on each leg. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16 points of articulation just on the arms and legs, the waist and the head. So, yeah, I mean, that terrific articulation on these figures. And obviously they're all got the information on the bottom there, licensing and copyright information on the bottom of each of the figures. So that is the articulation of the figure. Let's just move my old Scotty out of the way and move back in on here. Okay, so how well these figures do? Well, you've got to remember this particular batch of figures was exclusive Comic-Con figures. So they were only limited production run, and they were only sold at the Comic-Con, or sold through the Comic-Con. So there were some shops that managed to secure some quantities at the Comic-Con or through the Comic-Con, and some of the stores had some left over after the Comic-Con, and they were sold through their stores. But originally it was all through the Comic-Con. You had to really be an order these at the Comic-Con to be able to have them. Now, UK wise, they were very, very rare indeed, because there was only 1 or 2 suppliers, importers of these particular figures. They're very difficult to get in the UK. I think maybe some people were just ordering them from overseas because they're such a rare figure to find. As I say, because they were so limited and exclusively to the Comic-Con. So do these come up very often on the platforms? Well, not really. They occasionally pop up. Don't get me wrong, you do see more of the Series 1 and Series 2 of these figures, but the Comic-Con exclusives very rarely appear on the platforms. And as I say, that's because they were limited quantities, only available for that very limited time, and they sold out very, very quickly. So no, they don't appear very often. If they do, you tend to find that that as soon as they go up on the platforms, they sell almost immediately, or they're loose figures where they've been taken out and displayed and what have you from the packaging. But finding them in this mint unopened condition is very, very difficult indeed. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few of these figures, and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive this is something you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be the item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.